YouTube, ToQ Changer here with a review of the Kamen Rider Drive DX Drive Driver and Shift Brace. Yes, we have the Drive Driver. It finally happened. When we saw the name Kamen Rider Drive, I was like, this thing better be called the Drive Driver or I revolt. And thankfully I do not have to revolt because it is called the Drive Driver and it is fabulous. So without further ado, this was released in October 2014 when the show premiered, first weekend of October. It's really cool. It comes with the driver, the shift brace itself, as well as the shift speed and shift max flare shift cards. And the first shipments of these include a Gamba Rising card as a little bonus, so make sure you don't throw that out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this open and take a look. Before we begin, here's a quick look at the Gamba Rising card included with the first releases of the Drive Driver, as well as the special set with the shift car holder included. Both come with the same card. It's really cool. It's got a nice illustration of drive type speed on there. Does it have its PB001? So this starts a new set of promotional Gamba Rising cards for Drive's toy line. We'll see how far that goes. Kamen Rider Drive type speed right there, the burst side. Not too familiar with how Gamba Rising works compared to how Gamba Ride worked, but really cool cards, and I hope some more Drive toys end up coming with them. Alright, so what you see is everything you get, and it is a lot of fun. I will say that right off the bat. It is a lot of fun. So real quick, just to get everything out of the way, this is the belt strap that it comes with, the typical DX style belt straps that we have all come to know and love. The deco here is very reminiscent of a normal seat belt. We even have a plastic stitch pattern right there, which I think is kind of cool. The R Drive logo right there on the back, so pretty neat. All you do is there's a lever right back here, lock that in place, and here's where things get really fun and sort of capture the motif, and I really like this. You see the press right there, it looks a lot like a seatbelt, and so does this, and it locks in place. That is awesome. They went all out with the motif this time around, and I really like that. So to remove the belt, you just press the seatbelt button and pull it out. Really cool. And then to take this side off of the belt, you just pull this lever and it comes right off. Now the seatbelt portion right here, you can't actually remove. If you want to go ahead and unscrew basically the back plate of the driver, you should be able to pop this right out if you so wish. But it acts as a nice little bracer for the Drive Driver if it happens to fall forward. It does have a pretty nice flat bottom on there, so you shouldn't really need it for that purpose, but it does work like that if you wanted to tilt it a little bit. So whatever you do, I might take this off, I might not, I'm not sure yet. But I really dig the seatbelt motif on there. If I had an option to display my belts fully with the belts, I totally would for this one, because it's just really cool. Got a nice little key motif over here, and then obviously like the speedometer and your other gauges throughout the main portion of the belt. And then the entire belt itself is very reminiscent of just a car front. You got a logo, grill, lights. It's really neat. They went all out with this motif, and I really, really dig it. So moving the focus over to the shift brace, this is where all the magic happens. Well, that's where all the magic starts. All the magic happens over there, but all the magic starts right here. It does take LR44 batteries. They are included on the shift brace. The Drive Driver requires 3 AA batteries. My bad. I thought it was AAAs, and I opened it, and it was all ready, and then it took AAs, so I had to find AAs in my house. So keep that in mind. This takes a lot of battery power and a lot of technology behind it. So it does require AAs instead of the usual AAAs. But you got a pretty standard shift sort of motif going on here, H, T, and D. I don't know what those are exactly. D is always drive. I don't know about T and H in this case. But pretty cool. You got the logo right there. The The strap is actually kind of unique because it's a lot like a watch strap as opposed to the normal kind of miniature versions of the henshin belt straps that we're used to on these. But that doesn't stop it from fitting pretty darn comfortably, honestly. Just slide that through, line it up, get it as tight as you need, which usually for me is about right there, and then slide that through. I keep it loose enough to where I don't need this, but obviously if you have a much thinner wrist than I do, you're probably going to need to use that. But it fits incredibly comfortable on the wrist, and I will probably just go ahead and keep it on my wrist for now because it's cool. So propping this back up right there, we'll take a look at the shift cars. Included is the shift speed shift car and the shift max flare shift car, which is really cool. I really like max flare. But these are really neat. There's no stickers required on any of these. I think the candy toy ones or capsule ones, when they get released, might require stickers. We're still not sure about that, but I'm sure one of those is going to get the ugly sticker treatment. Not sure which one, possibly Gashapon. But we shall see. So pretty cool. They do have fully functioning wheels. They roll really well. It does squeak quite a bit, so if that bothers you, I apologize. The rail system is right underneath here. It is a lot like the Reshas from ToQ Changer. It's a lot like that. It is pretty much exactly the same. You take the car and you slide it on there. It presses the buttons right here. The shift brace will know which shift car you inserted, and the sounds will go to the driver. So it works a lot like that. So it's 2 years where we're having pretty much 2 years, 2 shows, completely different shows, where we're having the same functioning gimmick. So it's kind of unique in that aspect, but pretty cool. As you see here, the flipping between the car mode and the lever mode is very fluid. And if you hold it just right, just about like this, you can flick it one way with your index finger, your other way with your thumb. Sometimes it gets stuck, but if you put the right amount of pressure in it, it's a very fluid flick. So you can have contests and see how many times you can flick it in a minute or something like that. I don't know. But it's a very satisfying and fluid flip, and I really like that. You got the R logo there for type speed. Max Flares is a cool little fire logo right there, and these cars are just really cool. They're actually fairly decent sized. I don't have a Hot Wheels car handy to do an actual comparison, but they are definitely a bit bigger than Hot Wheels for sure. I would say probably maybe about twice the size of a Hot Wheel car, give or take. But Max Flare is really cool. Orange translucent plastic, blue transparent or translucent wheels. Got a cool little fire deco on the hood right there. Really like the way the Max Flare turned out. Shift speed's cool too. It's very simple, but I really dig it as well. So now that we have looked at the toy, let's go ahead and hear the toy. So you're going to have to turn both of these on. The shift brace is right there. So you turn that on. There's no sounds or anything that come from the shift brace. The only thing you're going to see is a little red LED right there, and that means it's attempting to send a signal to the driver. That's all that really means. So the switch is right back here. Go ahead and flip it on.
Start your engine.
So you start your engine when you turn it on, and everything is started with the key. So just like a normal car, you start everything with a turn of the key. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now this is where things get a little bit interesting. That is Beltson right there, his face. If you haven't seen the show, the driver is actually a sentient belt. It is mechanical. It's not like a living being that flies around like Keyvat or anything like that. But it does have an actual intelligence, a personality. and the show is actually hinting toward more right now, so that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it does not have the voice in the show. It doesn't have a voice at all. It just makes faces. So that's kind of what we're stuck with. I really wish it did talk. It would be really cool, but alas, it doesn't. Now, it's showing up quite choppy on my camera right now. I'm not sure how it's going to show up when I actually import the video, but the way I'm seeing it, it looks very choppy. I just want to stress that that is not how it looks in person. That is just how my camera's picking it up. Hopefully I can figure out a way to not have it do that for future videos, but as of right now, I'm not sure how to resolve that. But it's showing up really choppy, but I can guarantee you, looking at it in person, it is a nice, fluid picture right here. So that is cool. So hopefully that doesn't actually show up when the final video goes out. But we shall see. So let's go ahead and go through all of Beltson's emotions. And there you go. So you cycle through the whole round of emotions. And now I went to sleep. The way this works is that there's an LED panel in here that spins. And then it shows the picture via the spinning. I believe there's probably 4 LED strips in there. I'm not 100% sure on that. But, so basically you hear a loud spinny fan noise. And there really is no way to remove that. It's not like you could open this or remove a gearbox or anything like that. You are stuck with that. It's kind of loud when it's on a table. I think if you were wearing it, you probably wouldn't hear it all that much because it would be quite a bit below your level of ears. And your stomach and stuff would probably muffle a lot of the vibration noises. But if it's just sitting on a shelf, then you might hear that spinning noise quite loud and quite clear. So let's go ahead and start the transformation. Basically how this works is the infrared comes out of this side right here and onto the receiver up here. So obviously if you're wearing it, it works just fine. But when you're having it parallel right here, sometimes the signal misses. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the shift brace so that I can kind of keep things elevated a little bit. How this works is you take the shift car, you put it into lever mode, slide it in, and raise it forward, bring it back. So pretty simple right there. There's a chance this is going to happen off camera, so I wanted to show how it works initially right off the bat. If you need to cancel something, turn the key, and there you go. So you got the cool Knight Rider-esque sound going on there with type speed. The S logo. Unfortunately, it does not stay on. I think if this was a full LED panel, then it probably would stay on. But with the whole spinning thing, they probably decided not to have it stay on like that. So from here, you can either do a shift up or a final attack. Go ahead and do the shift up right now. Basically, all you do is do that motion again, and you can do it 1 to 3 times. I'm going to demonstrate it with all 3. The show, he's only actually done it in a manner of 3 shifts. So I'm not sure if they're ever going to do a 1 or a 2 shift, but currently he's only done 3 in the 2 episodes that are currently available. Turn that back on. Go ahead and do 2. And 3. And one thing I do want to point out is that it actually does matter how fast you do it. Like there you got speed. You can do it slower and get this. So it doesn't really change a whole lot besides how the announcer goes about it, but it is pretty interesting that it does actually matter how fast you do it. Now to initiate the final attack, all you're going to do is turn the key, press that button right there. So pretty cool. Really simple, but still cool. Now Drive has a thing called Tire Koukan, which basically is taking the tire out of him and replacing it with a new one to give him new attacks. So kind of think of Forza's module change except with tires instead of space things. So to initiate that, you of course turn the key, remove the shift car, you'll get a cool exit noise.
Tire Koukan! Max Flare!
So each tire has its own little, very short little jingle, but of course you can use these attacks to also shift up and form a final attack. And the final attack. So pretty cool. And then if you want to go ahead and wrap things up, all you do, turn the key, remove the shift car, and press the button.
Nice drive.
And it tells you did a darn good job driving. So I end up actually really liking this thing. Coming after Game Drive had some pretty big shoes to fill, but in terms of the toys, I think it's hitting it out of the park right on launch day. Sure, the belt has some flaws, and some people might think that the brace is a really stupid idea, but it lets the belt become a centerpiece to everything, where all the action happens in an easily accessible manner right on your wrist. It's really easy, you don't have to keep looking down at your crotch or anything like that trying to get the belt to work. It's very fluid, and I really like it. Plus, it really knocked the motif right out of the park with the seat belt sort of gimmick, with the belt straps, and just the way that the driver looks itself. It's just really cool. The designers really hit it out of the park with this one. The shift cars are really fun. They have a little bit of a heft to them despite not being die-cast. I was really afraid that they were going to be hollowed out, but they're actually pretty solid. Now, I can't say anything about the Candy Toy or capsule releases, but at least the DX ones do have a nice feel to them. They roll nice, they act as really cool display pieces on top of it, so that is always really cool. There's a good little variety out right now, and I can't wait to see where else the line goes from here. The flicking of the shift cars from shift car to lever mode is fluid, simple, and I really like it. It's really satisfying. It's my new euphoric sort of thing. I really like it. The only major flaw, I think, is the fact that the fan is rather loud when it's sitting on the desk. Like I said, if you are wearing it, you probably won't notice it as much, but when it's sitting there on the desk allowing it to vibrate, it does have quite a bit of an after sound to it. That takes a little bit of getting used to. And of course, with the spinning LED panel inside of there, it kind of makes filming this a little bit hard given my camera, but we'll see if we can get that fixed. I really wish the belt talked, but alas, it does not, but it's still really cool. And I like how Belt San's faces are in there in some fashion. So if you like the 2 episodes that have been released thus far, if you're watching this later and you like what you see, definitely pick this up. The flaws are minimal, but the fun factor is incredibly high. Shift cars are awesome, and I love the way it looks. Can't wait to see what else the line has in store. So thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye.